Hello and welcome to this new tutorial, and in this new tutorial we will going to create a dashboard within Qlik Sense. So this will be a small project for beginners who wants to start creating or using the dashboard within the Qlik Sense. So it is a step-by-step approach right from the scratch, so keep on watching it until end so that you have all the knowledge by the end of this tutorial to start your Qlik Sense journey for the dashboard creation. Alright, so if I take an inspiration for the dashboard, this is what I created in the previous tutorial, where we created the movie dashboard where we had the director name and some KPIs like average duration of the movie for this director, what is the gross revenue, the total revenue that the director Steven Spielberg has, and you have other director as well. As you can see, you can choose whatever director you want to choose, and then what is the IMDb score, what is the number of records. So these are some of the KPIs for this director, and then the movies. So by average duration and gross revenue, what are all the different movies that the director has created, and so a visualization for that. And then number of records, so in each year how many number of movies the director has created, and then revenue by genre, like a biography movie or a family movie or a drama movie or an action movie. So we created this with the genre by revenue chart. This is a tree map chart, and finally you have favorite actor chart, where we are seeing that which actor has fetched most revenue for the Steven Spielberg movies. So let's go ahead and come to this Qlik Sense, and as you can see, I am in Qlik Sense Cloud. So what I need to do is click on the new app, and I will call it the movie or movie dashboard, whatever you want to call, you can call. And once you click on create app like I just did, this will start setting up the application in the backend. And just a word of caution that I am getting notification that Qlik Sense Cloud Business will be soon moved to Qlik Sense Business, and I think it will not be supported in future. So I'm still waiting for the final email communication or notification. But yeah, up until then it is live. Go ahead and keep on creating it, the application, or keep on using it for your practice purpose. Alright, so now what we can do is click on the add data source over here, and it will show us the screen which will allow us to take the data from a system location. So over here I will go to, since it is a CSV file, so any CSV file, any Excel file, or the Qlik file we can, so like QVD sort of file that we can pick. So I'll just click over here, and the movie metadata is something which I am selecting it over here. You can find this dataset link in the description section, so you can go ahead and use it. So here we will do couple of data manipulation operation. As you can see, once we have imported this data set, this is not coming properly, and the reason being is that the delimiter that it has chosen by default is spaces. However, it is a comma, so I need to choose the comma as a delimiter. So now the data is coming properly, as you can see. So after that, what you need is basically these are the field names. So on the field names drop down, say embedded field names. So now the embedded field names are coming, and you need to make sure that you are selecting all the fields. So if you don't want any particular field to be part of your data dashboard or report, you can uncheck that from here, and that field will not be present in the Qlik Sense engine, so that it has less load. So it is a best practice also that any of that field which you are not using within the final report or dashboard, make sure you are not importing it. The lesser will be the field, the better will be the performance in the front end. Alright, so once we have this, as I can clearly see that some values are missing, as you can see it over here. So what I want is wherever the gross, which is a gross revenue, the revenue of a movie is not there, I don't want to I don't want it to be part of all those rows. I want to remove them. I don't want it in the front end. So what I can do is I can click on filters. Okay, and here I'll click on add filter, choose the field name, the gross revenue, and I will say greater than 0. So wherever it is 0 or missing, it will be removed. So once I'm there, the filter is applied, and I can go ahead and add data. So once it is loading, once it will load the data, I will show you the data in the data manager, and there we will do one more data manipulation step, which I will show you. So yeah, it has finished. I will click on close, and as suggested, I'll go to data manager, and within the data manager we have the further data manipulation option. So this is a movie metadata that we have imported, and as you can see, wherever the gross revenue was missing, we have removed that. So there are still some missing values which are coming, for example over here, and I was not expecting this, but we can further treat it. But here what I want to show you, or no, it is not a missing value, it is basically the extra space. So yeah, so that means whatever we did was right. And the next thing what I wanted to show, the thing which I want to show you is genre. These movie genre like adventure, family, fantasy, or musical. So how we can split that? So to do that, we will click on edit the table section. We will going to click on the column, as you can see it over here. Once I click on the column, there is some statistic which is coming over here, like distinct values, total values, and then their respective values with their respective count. And over here, a couple of options like replacing the values, setting the null values to some other value, or split. So our interest is in the split. And over here, since this is a sort of a split which is suggested, so what I need to do, wherever the pipe is coming, I need to just double click to indicate that this is where I want a split in rest of the section, the values as well. So double click, double click, and double click. So once you double click, I'll just select all instances, right? So all the instances where you had this particular pipe sign, and it has created like these 4 fields, and I'll just click on the create field, and the fields will be created over here. So genre 1, 2, 3, and 4. So mostly you will see that genre 1, 2, and 3 will suffice for most of the dashboard needs. And now what we can do is click on load data. So as you can see, you have a lot of options as you click on the column, for example, like this. It shows that the different options, the different statistic and different options that is available based on the data value that it contains. So once I'm there, I can click on load the data, and this will going to load the data into the engine based on all the manipulation, all the split that I have done. And data manager is also a good place to do the verification of the process data as well. Like you have seen here on the left hand side, you have some good statistic about your data values. So now I think it has completed it. Data was loaded successfully. So we're going to close this, and we will go to the app overview. So in the app overview, I will click on the my new sheet. So the sheet is empty. I'll go in the edit mode. In the edit mode, what we'll do is going to create the 4 KPIs. The KPIs will be present in the charts section over here. And what I want is first is some KPIs. I'll just drag. I have just dragged the KPI. That's what I've done. KPI 1, KPI 2, KPI 3. So I will just drag this to have the same size. Maybe this little longer. And having this grid really makes the life easier, as you can see. And the 4th one. Now what we can do is add the KPIs based on the average duration, gross revenue, IMDb. So first is the average duration. So let's click on average duration, and I think the field is duration, and what we need is the average duration. Very easy, as you can see, right? Then what do we have is basically the gross revenue. So add measure, simply say gross, take a sum of gross, straightforward. And then average IMDb score, say IMDb score, and average. And finally, what is the number of records? So this is basically the total number of movies that the director has created. So what we can take is the count of probably the movie title in that case. All right. So we have all the different values that or the KPIs that we wanted. After that, there is a relationship that we want, that by average duration and gross revenue. So what do we want is basically a scatter chart over here, and maybe I can just drag a little bit down. So what do we have in the dimension? So we have average duration and gross revenue. So average duration, so duration is average, and gross revenue is, I believe, sum gross revenue. And what do we need is basically the movie over here. So here is basically a lot of movies. Since it is not filtered, that's why you are not, so it's filtered by Steven Spielberg over here, but here, since it is not filtered, it is not showing you it's showing you the lot of data points. As well as you can see, X and Y axis in this case is replaced. Over here you have average duration, over here you have gross, but this is replaced over here. No big issue. You can simply change the x-axis and y-axis over here, and so basically the field name and the relevant expression, so that can be changed. Not a big issue. After that, number of movies, so that is a line chart. So we have the line chart over here. We have the year, the title year, and we have the measure as count of movie, that count of movie title. Where is that? Here it is. All right, so since it is not filtered again, so that's why you are not able to see it over here, but as you can see, it's showing you a small representation as well, which is very helpful in seeing that when the movie creation has taken a big step or a big change, like right from here. Okay, so moving on to genre by revenue. So that is the scatter map, the tree map, and in this we have dimension, which is genre. I take 1, and gross revenue, I'll take sum of gross revenue. Clearly action is leading the pack, followed by comedy, adventure, drama, crime, so on and so forth. Alright, and next is favorite actor. So for favorite actor is simply a bar chart. So what do we need is basically a chart like this, and over here the dimension is the actor 1 name and the gross revenue. Actor 1 name and gross revenue, sum of gross revenue. And here when nothing is filtered, Johnny Depp is definitely leading the pack, followed by the Harrison Ford, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, J.K. Simmons, so on and so forth. Alright, so as you can see, a small quick representation over here in the down there over here. One last thing which is missing is basically the filter. So filter will going to help us. So if I just put it, I need to create some space for the filter over here maybe, but what I can do is I can keep them little bit down Okay, so that if I need more filter, I can add those filter, but keep the KPI or here. So small adjustment, and over here in the KPI I can add the dimension, and the dimension is the director name, right? Okay, so once we are done, we will click on done, and this is a very simple and straightforward dashboard that we have. And if I click on the director name and I say Steven Spielberg, or wherever the Steven is the name, over here we have the Steven Spielberg. So if I just go in and click here, and you will see the chart will be, the values will be pretty much like these values over here, the different data points, the chart like this chart, and this chart over here. It's just that we need to change the orientation, which is just a change in property. It clearly shows the Henry Ford and Henry Thomas similar values over here. And up to you, if you feel like this tableau is looking good, or Qlik Sense. In my view here, Qlik Sense is definitely leading it from the presentation perspective. I think the way it put the aspects into the front-end dashboard, it's pretty good over here. However, with little bit of effort, we can still do it over there. But we have to do some settings in Tableau, and you can see in my previous video about what settings I did. And over here, some settings which I have done over here, which is like in case of the Steven Spielberg, there is a different color coding going on, but here nothing is going on. And I think it's mainly because if I go to sheet 4, we have used the average IMDb score on the basically for defining the tiles or the square boxes over here, or the boxes, right? And this particular, the gross revenue is basically for color coding. The similar thing can be done it over here, which is not an issue. You just need to be like creative with how you need to do. So just to explain you how you can do it over here, we can go it in the edit mode, select the chart that is over here, and so we have first of all the data section, as you can see, dimension and measure. And then we have some add-on about data handling like calculation condition. And finally, in the appearance, colors and legend, by default it is auto. You can define the color by dimension or color by measure. So right now what it shows is, if I go to that data over here, so genre, these are all the genres and by gross revenue. And let's say I want the color by measure, and I want to take not the gross revenue, but I want to take, if I just go into the expression window and I want to say IMDb score. Okay, click apply. And this is how the IMDb score is. So this basically means the highest one, and this basically means the lowest one. And that's what it has been shown over here. However, you have the option like what sort of colors you want. If you want this diversion, reverse color, range, auto, show legend, and all of those things is at your disposal. So you can create, or you can be creative with the options like this, that you want color by dimension, single color, measure, or by some expression. So it opens up a lot of possibilities how you want to show the information. Similarly over here, if you are really wondering in this dashboard how we have created this, it's a matter of orientation. So I believe it is in presentation. Yeah, over here I can just change it to horizontal, and now the chart is same like this. So it's just, you can think about this tutorial as the one which is giving you an indication about how you can, or helps you how you can create a dashboard like this. So if I just click on done and come on the front end, how you can create a dashboard within the Qlik Sense, as well as in comparison with Tableau, if you want to translate the Tableau dashboard into the Qlik Sense, then how you can do this. So I hope you have found it useful and you learned something good today, and you'll get all this information about the data in the description section, and let me know in comments if you have any questions, and don't forget to share it with your friends and colleagues so that you are sharing the knowledge. Thank you. Thanks for watching.